Let's go Broncos! The buzz coming out of Dove Valley is constant, and if you're paying attention, you can see Sean Payton's fingerprints all over the roster, not just in the big-name picks, but in the subtle, strategic moves that often go unnoticed by the national media. And this latest wave of updates is packed with action. From a surprise quarterback appearance at rookie minicamp to a sneaky, powerful offensive line UDFA class that could shake up the 53-man roster, there's plenty to chew on. If you're one of those who remembers Mike Anderson or Chris Sims in orange and blue, hit the like button and leave a comment. Go Broncos, I believe. Now let's dive straight into the headline. Desmond Ritter is in the building. No, he's not here to take Bo Nix's job. No, he's not pushing Jarrett Stidham for QB2. But what he is a smart, forward-thinking insurance policy. A tryout arm at rookie minicamp? Sure. But a guy with real NFL starting experience being brought in now tells you this staff is thinking several steps ahead. This isn't about replacing anyone. It's about preparing. Sean Payton lived through Drew Brees going down. He saw what it meant to have Teddy Bridgewater go 5-0 in relief. He knows you need more than two arms. Ritter is there to get through drills, build rapport, and if he impresses, maybe he earns a spot on the 90-man roster. Remember Ben DiNucci last year? Same deal. He turned a minicamp invite into a camp gig. Ritter could do the same, competing with Sam Ehlinger for that QB3 or practice squad slot. And while the Ritter storyline might not light up ESPN, it's moves like these that smart organizations make. Because let's be honest, if Bo Nix misses a couple games, you don't want your entire season to collapse because you didn't have a plan. But let's move from quarterbacks to where the real battles are happening, on the offensive line. This might be the most overlooked but impactful development coming out of rookie minicamp. The Broncos have quietly assembled one of the deepest and most intriguing UDFA OL classes in recent memory. And it's not just bodies, they've got guys with real upside. Start with Clay Webb, former 5-star recruit, started at Georgia, transferred to Jacksonville State and dominated there, earning Conference USA honors. He's got the size, the pedigree, and the reps to compete for a roster spot, and George Payton didn't just bring him in for fun. Webb is a legit contender to push Luke Wattenberg at center or provide swing depth on the interior. And remember, NFL.com graded Webb higher than Wattenberg. That's not fan hype, that's verified evaluation. Then there's Marcius Cox from Kentucky, by way of Northern Illinois. This guy's been through the trenches, literally. Tons of reps, big stage experience in the SEC, and the kind of frame and movement that makes for a projectable interior lineman. He's not flashy, but he's consistent. And don't sleep on Joe Mlexi. That name might trip up a few announcers. He was the Big 12 Offensive Lineman of the Year just 2 seasons ago. That's not an award you win by accident. That's consistency, strength, and tape that shows you can hang with high-level competition. Now stack those guys behind a starting unit that quietly performed well in 2023. Garrett Bowles and Mike McGlinchey are both above-average tackles. Quinn Meinerz is a top-5 guard in this league. Ben Powers may have underwhelmed based on his contract, but as a floor, he's still solid. And Wattenberg, ranking 18th out of 40 qualifying centers, puts him right in the mix. So when you add depth like Webb, Cox, and Mlexi to the mix, suddenly your offensive line isn't just serviceable, it's deep. And when injuries hit in October, that depth could be the difference between 9-8 and 11-6. Let's not forget last season, Denver had 5 different offensive line combinations and 8 unique starters. They were tested, and they held up. Now, you've got fresh competition coming in, and the best part? No major cap hits tied to any of them. Pure upside. That's how you build sustainable success. Now look at the timing. Rookie minicamp is orientation week. It's not about contact, it's about context. This is where players learn the playbook, meet coaches, walk through the facility, figure out where the bathroom is. This is where the real work starts, film study, mental reps, and early chemistry. So every move being made this week, it matters. Every rep taken, every install practiced, it all sets the tone for OTAs and, eventually, training camp. And let me remind you, this is the same organization that found Chris Harris Jr., Philip Lindsay, and Shaquille Barrett as UDFAs. Don't think for 1 second they won't find another. The odds might be against it, but in Denver, the odds don't apply. Because George Payton and Sean Payton know how to find diamonds where others see dirt. So Broncos country, here's what I want to hear from you now. Who's your UDFA pick to make the roster this year? Is it Clay Webb battling for a center job? Is it Marcius Cox stealing a guard spot? Is it someone from the secondary or WR room we haven't even talked about yet? Drop your sleeper pick in the comments. Hit that like if you love watching the underdogs win roster battles. Subscribe so you don't miss our camp updates and in-depth breakdowns of every position battle coming this summer. And check out the next video that's loading right now. It's our detailed look at Blake Watson's tape and how he might be Sean Payton's wildcard RB in 2024. The camp battles are heating up, and the Broncos, they're just getting started. And as we keep going deeper into this rookie minicamp and the early stages of the offseason program, it becomes clearer and clearer. This isn't just a year to build for the future. This is a year to compete now. Sean Payton knows it. George Payton knows it. And if you've been following the way this roster is being shaped, especially with how intentional they're being about competition, you can feel it too. Let's go back to the offensive line for a second, because here's what separates this year's group from years past. We're not just talking about serviceable backups. We're talking about guys who can legitimately win jobs, not just fill in when someone gets hurt. That's a major shift. Take Luke Wattenberg. He's solid, but not safe. Clay Webb is right there, waiting for a crack in the door. And if he puts together a strong minicamp and OTA stretch, don't be surprised if he starts taking second-team reps by training camp. That's how fast things can change in May and June. Same goes for Marcius Cox, who could push powers if his movement and technique hold up against NFL speed. And Lexi, that's a wild card. If he regains that Big 12 dominance he had in 2022, he could leapfrog a few names in a hurry. This kind of internal pressure makes everyone better. It sharpens the vets. It accelerates the rookies. It raises the floor and the ceiling of the entire unit. But the story isn't just about offensive linemen grinding in drills. It's about what this competition does for Bo Nix. Imagine this. Your rookie QB walks into the huddle, and whether it's the first string or the third, he knows the guy snapping the ball and protecting his blind side has been battling for that right. That's not just chemistry, it's accountability. And when you're trying to win the AFC West, every snap counts. It's also about continuity. Sean Payton isn't asking Bo Nix to learn a new system. He's giving him the same offense, the same language, and now he's surrounding him with guys hungry to prove they belong. That's the environment where rookies thrive. That's the kind of setup that turns a development year into a playoff push. Now let's switch gears for a minute, because there's another storyline from this minicamp that's getting overlooked, and that's who's not being added. Specifically, at running back. With J.K. Dobbins and Nick Chubb available, why hasn't Denver even made a call? It's because Sean Payton loves what he has. R.J. Harvey, Audric Estime, Blake Watson, Jaleel McLaughlin, Tyler Batty, and now Chris Evans. That's 6 backs with completely different styles, and every single one of them could start a game if needed. That's insane. So Broncos country, here's what I want to know now. Who's your dark horse to make the 53-man roster? Is it a lineman like Clay Webb? A back like Blake Watson or Chris Evans? Is it someone like Desmond Ritter hanging around long enough to earn a QB3 role? Drop your dark horse pick in the comments. Let's get a little friendly competition going. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe for full Broncos coverage all offseason, and check out the next video breaking down how Denver's offensive line depth could be the key to Bo Nix's success this season. Training camp is coming fast, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Let's ride.